Hello and welcome back to the David67 Celtic News YouTube channel. This is going to be a Celtic Girls, a Celtic FC Women edition. So, a couple of days ago, the fixtures for the Celtic women's side were announced for the 24-25 SWPL season. The SPL top division this year going to be 12 teams again. And so there will be 22 games, then a split into the top 6 and the bottom 6. And so 10 post-split fixtures, leading to hopefully Celtic retaining their Scottish Women's Premier League title. And so quite a big season for Celtic, obviously. Going to be trying to retain their SWPL season title from last year, won dramatically with Amy Gallagher's 90th minute winner against Hibs at Celtic Park on a beautiful sunny Sunday in May. They've also got the Champions League Qualifiers, with the first round being on the 4th of September, where they'll be drawn into a group of 4 teams, with 2 winners of the head-to-head matches then playing in a final on the Saturday, on the 7th of September, and the 2 losers having a third, fourth playoff. Celtic last season followed the league path rather than the Champions path, and as you may remember, we were knocked out 11-10 on penalties when Kelsey Doherty sadly missed her penalty. And if they win that game on the 7th of September, they then go into round 2 of the qualifiers, which are 2-legged ties, with the first leg being on the 18th or 19th of September, and second legs of that knockout tie on the 25th or 26th of September. And if they win that knockout, they then go into the group stages of the Women's Champions League for the first time in Celtic women's team history, which would be quite an achievement. Now, Celtic's women's side are away off on their pre-season training camp, and then they will have a number of pre-season friendlies prior to starting the new league season, which will be on Sunday the 11th of August, a home game at the Excelsior in Airdrie against Dundee United. And they then have another match the following Sunday, Sunday the 18th. That will be a very difficult game going to Petershill, which is a notoriously difficult place to play with a narrow AstroTurf pitch, and often quite a significant cross breeze, which can affect the way that the ball travels through the air for shots and crosses and passes. And it's notoriously a very difficult place to play, so Celtic will be playing one of their most difficult fixtures in the second game of the season. Celtic then go the following Wednesday to play against Motherwell. That's a home game. Then the following Sunday, Sunday the 25th, Celtic will be travelling all the way up to Aberdeen, a team in which Celtic have had a lot of success, including a 13-0 win last season. And then we'll be playing Hibs at home on the Sunday the 1st of September. Then there'll be the break for the Champions League qualifiers for Celtic. Coming back, Celtic will be playing Party Thistle on Sunday the 15th. That's an away from home game. And if they did win the 14 tournament on the 4th and 7th of September, they'll then have their first leg of round 2 of the Women's Champions League qualifier on the 18th or 19th of September, then back for a game on the 22nd of September, home to Montrose. Then they'll have the second leg of their round 2 Women's Champions League Qualifier. If they win that, they go into the group stage with women, those strongest women's teams in Europe. And after that, on Wednesday, the 2nd of October, we have our first game against our biggest rivals, Rangers Women. That game will be away at the Broadwood Stadium in Cumbernauld. I would guess with it being on a Wednesday, it's going to be in the Wednesday evening, and most likely on Sky or BBC Scotland, BBC Alba live, as it obviously is one of the biggest fixtures of the season. Celtic will then carry on their weekly fixtures in the SWPL, fitting in any Champions League games if they do qualify for the group stage. The next big fixture of the season is the second meeting with Rangers. This time that will be a home game on the 17th of November. And then the league season carries on until there is a midwinter break starting on the 23rd of December, running through to the 12th of January 2025. The next big fixture after that is then the home game against Glasgow City, which will be on the 16th of February. And then finally, the season carries on until the split after game 22, which will be against Hibs, 2nd of March 2025. After that, assuming Celtic are in the top 6, we'll have 10 more games against teams most likely, including Rangers and Glasgow City, and I suspect that Hearts, who've been doing a lot of strengthening of their squad, might well be the 4th strongest team, and it's quite likely that Hibs and Partick Thistle will again be the 5th and 6th, but we'll see how the teams who were in the bottom 6 plus the promoted teams, see how they do over the course of those first 22 games. Then the post-split fixtures run through from the 16th of March through to the 18th of May 2025, when hopefully we can celebrate retaining our title and maybe also having secured the double with the chance of the treble in the Scottish Cup final, which usually follows shortly after that. So that just about finishes the wee roundup of the Girls, SPWL and other key fixtures for the season. Interspersed with those games will also be some weeks off for international matches, and I dare say there should be quite a number of Celtic's players away on international duty. Just a wee quick update on the signings for Celtic. Celtic have made 5 new signings for the 24-25 season. No new signings since my last video. And so the new signings are Shannon McGregor, who is a midfielder, Amy Richardson, who plays ordinarily left wing back, and she's now been called up into the full Welsh international squad. Then there are the Carsten sisters from Denmark, Mathilde and Sinja. They're both midfielders. And finally, Portuguese international Bruna Larenko, a player who comes with 8 years in Portuguese women's football, also was a captain of her side in Portugal, and so brings a lot of extra experience to central defence. And she's also said to be a very good player with the ball at her feet, which of course will be very important with the way that Celtic play. No further signings made by Elena Sadiku as yet. There is some speculation that she may be looking for a central striker to fill the role that Tash Flint filled in the second half of the 23-24 season. Tash Flint off to play in America now, in Tampa Bay, but no word on Sadiku adding any extra firepower to her current strikers, all of whom are more quick and nimble, and being Murphy, Agnew, Kitler-Farsky, and Amy Gallagher. And it may well be that Elena Sadiku is looking for that target player, centre forward style player, to act as a player to hold up the play and link in the wide players and the speedier, smaller strikers. And finally, some additional news of four of the Celtic women's squad who will be now leaving the squad. Four members of the squad who were part of the title-winning team from last season. I have to say I'm actually quite surprised with one of the names that is being released from Celtic. Not too unexpectedly, Noor Aman Addi, the Moroccan international who joined us at the start of last season, primarily playing as a wide player. She was kind of in and out the side, never fully established her place, and not too unexpectedly is moving on. Sydney Cummings, who joined at the start of last season and basically played as the backup centre-back, sometimes starting, sometimes coming on as a sub. She is leaving Celtic to start playing in the new Women's Soccer League in America that starts in a couple of months' time. Lisa Robertson, who joined Celtic 4 years ago, having had a very illustrious career before with Glasgow City and Hibs, and playing for Scotland 8 times. Lisa Robertson missed most of last season due to the fact that she was pregnant. She had a lovely baby and came back to play for Celtic at the start of 2024. Again, mostly coming off the bench and playing quite a number of games. However, she is leaving Celtic now, and the name I'm actually quite surprised that is leaving Celtic is Addi Burchill, a player who has played at various different age group levels for Celtic. She played a lot under Fran Alonso in the first half of the season, but seemed to lose her place in the squad in the second half of the season and played just occasionally. I think Addi Burchill is a very talented young lady, a lot of pace, good finishing skills, able to play both in midfield and to play as a striker. And so I'm a wee bit surprised that she's leaving Celtic. But I dare say she'll be picked up by one of the other top Scottish women's sides, maybe Hearts, Hibs, Partick Thistle, and get her career back on the upward spiral. And I would not be too surprised if she came back to Celtic when she's a wee bit older and has had some regular first team experience elsewhere in the SWPL. So that just about finishes all the news updates regarding the fixtures, incoming transfers, and these four players departing Celtic prior to the pre-season tour starting on Monday the 1st of July in Sweden. If you are new to the channel and you like coverage of the Celtic women's side, which very, very few other Celtic fan sites do on YouTube, please do click that subscribe button. Get the numbers pushing up towards 700. As always, do click the button to like the video if you've liked the video, and feel free to pop your comments into the comment section regarding the Celtic women's side in this case. And as I said, they're due to go off on their pre-season training camp, which will be in Sweden, where Elena Sadiku originates from, and then we'll be coming back for some pre-season friendlies, and then starting the season proper on Sunday, the 11th of August, against Dundee United at the Excelsior in Airdrie. And so for today, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, goodbye, and hail, hail.